We are back. Hey, everybody. This is Shahab Zagari,
This is Onofre.
and you are back with Record Revolutions. Thanks for joining us again. Now, some of the earlier episodes, season one, I'm sure a lot of you who listened to those, you kind of remember how raw and experimental some of those things were. We're going back into that territory today. Today we're looking at an album called File Under Experimental by a group called Passporte. And it came out May 21st, 2005. And let's get the cat out of the bag. This was my kind of solo project. And Gila and I had been running the label since 1999, and by 2004 we had our first child. And so that first year of having a baby, you're not sleeping, you don't really have time to be in a band or any. So I kind of retreated into the house and formula and diapers and how can I be creative, what kind of music can I make. And so this strange, wild album kind of came out of that time. In fact, there's one track 5 is called Moonlight's Heartbeat Excites Me. And that song was created the day we heard the ultrasound and heard her heartbeat. The beat that you hear in there is actually sampled and messed with actual drum beat made to sound like a heartbeat, so it's not really the actual heartbeat. But yeah, so this was kind of the inside of my brain, and this is what the press release said. Negativland and Men's Recovery Project, as theoretical parents, have had a child, and they, theoretically, couldn't be more proud. Experimental craziness from the same folks who brought you Kill the Scientist. Cameo appearances from members of Lipstick Pickups, the Wade Brigade, Killer Dreamer, and more. Dancey-punky-arty mind sex. And so this is what we're listening to today, listeners. Brave listeners. But what I'd like to do, Onofre, is, usually I'm the one who kind of picks the tracks. First of all, I kind of had a hand in creating these songs, but also let's kick it to you this time. So why don't you pick the 2 songs we're going to listen to for this episode?
All right. The first one, I'm gonna go off with cool title. That's why, but it's a cool track too. I mean, it's the one with I believe it's Moonlight Sonata, kind of like put in there. And let me tell you the title. I don't want to coexist with people who have no compassion, aka I will show you offbeat, you talentless swine.
Okay, we're going to listen to that, and then I'm going to give you the backstory on that, and it's not going to be pretty.
Oh, no.
And here we go. So we're going to play Passporte and the song called I Don't Want to Coexist with People Who Have No Compassion. Here we go.
right. That again was I don't want to coexist with people who have no compassion, also known as I will show you offbeat, you talentless swine.
So that's a really fun one to begin with. So I was in a band prior to this album, and the band shall remain unnamed. But when they kicked me out, it was kind of drama. Like it was drama that fueled the whole thing. Like had nothing to do with music, had nothing to do with the songs, had nothing to do with. It was just like straight up drama, which happens in bands all the time, right? Bands are like a relationship, and they
Yeah.
go good for a while, and you have a honeymoon stage, and then go on tour. Everyone hates each other, but and so I, you know, had a couple new friends in the band. I had a couple friends in the band that I'd known for a long, long time, and I looked to those longtime friends like, yo, is this really happening? Like for drama. And they all looked at me and they were like, oh, well, you're always off beat. And so that's why in the song, there's a part, I think right around the 1 minute, 15-second mark where the bass is just messing up. It's messing up. And then the snare starts messing up, and then it stops, and someone goes, yo, 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 what the fuck was that? Like, what are you doing? What's going on with the bass? What's going on with the drum? Like, whoa, what's up with that? And I go, that was off beat. And then we'd go, oh, like it's a diss, because like even though it was off beat, you enjoyed it, and I know you enjoyed it. You enjoyed what I was doing. I was doing something that was off kilter, and it still fucking worked. What was that? That
Man.
was me being on beat on purpose. So it was my diss track. Now, what was supposed to happen? So here's a lot of really fun trivia on this one. I'm so glad you picked this one. See, this was great. Number one, the season 1, episode 1 of this podcast was our very first release, the Introspect 7-inch. This Moonlight Sonata was a recording of Dave Small from Introspect's mother. His mom played that track. That was from an album of piano recordings she had done. And I was like, oh my God, it's amazing. Can I sample it? And like, okay. Like, that was awesome. The drum beat, the digital foot, bass drum, and the snare, both this really cheap drum machine I had. And then the deep, deep bass, that was my brother's djembe. So it's like an African drum. And so I put a microphone into the djembe, and he would hit it, and that would be the boom. So you're hearing almost like an analog bass with the digital bass in there. And what was supposed to happen, I was supposed to get my cousin Cyrus to write 2 verses of hip hop about like having beef with someone and lay it on there. We just never got around to it. And so by the time I was putting this album out, I'm like, you know what? This song needs to go out, even if there's no lyrics on it. And so any of you that are listening, if you're an MC, yes, you can use this track. Just email me and I'll send it to you.
Nice.
But the requirement is 2 verses, and they both have to be almost like a rap battle. Like you're taking someone down. All right, cool.
Nice.
So what's the next choice? What's the next song?
The next one, I wanted to go with Glitch in the System 2.
Glitch in the System 2. All right, here we go. I almost don't even remember what the difference was between the two. So we'll talk about it when we get back. All right, Pasaporte, Glitch in the System, number 2.
ruined the night.
Well, I didn't ruin your night, okay? Can you understand something?
And I don't want to make you angry.
All right, that was Passporte. Glitch in the System 2.
Man, you picked some good ones. Okay, are you ready for this? Are you ready?
Yes, please.
So, 90% of those glitches that glitch,
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily do those. I didn't plan the order. I didn't plan how it glitched out. What that was, so in the late 90s, my parents had this like home music system, right? It had record player, cassette players, CD players,
Oh, nice.
2 CD players, 2 tape decks, and
2 CD
a lot of Kill the Scientist stuff. I was using those 2 tape decks and like
Nice.
recording and re-recording and looping and all this different kind of stuff. So, but on top of that, whatever the CD player was playing, you could also record it, right? So I had a CD that some people might recognize. It was an album called 10 by a band named Pearl Jam. And I had, I didn't quite like the album or whatever it was. Honestly, I don't even remember. But I took a knife and I scratched the CD. And this was just an experiment. Like, what will happen, right? So I stuck it in that 90s CD player.
Oh, poor album.
And it didn't, right? Like, I think CD players now, like, it just won't read it. It just goes spin, right?
Yeah.
This one, this early technology, the laser was like, so that's like the first few seconds of even flow, or what is it called? Everflow, even flow. The song that put them on even flow, right?
I think
so there's like a dun, 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 and dude, literally the CD player did all of that while I was recording it to a cassette. Then I digitized what was on the cassette. And really, I didn't really mess with much. It was me on the the pause button and all this, and you did have to kind of hit the fast forward button.
Sure.
So there was a search button and then a like track one, not the track one, but like going from 5 seconds to 30 seconds. If you would just hit that, it would go to a different part of the glitch. So I was just kind of like hitting, and sometimes it would just be really annoying. And then other times it just seemed like this drummer that's like, da, 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 da,
So it was a scratch. It wasn't necessarily cracked, right?
It wasn't cracked. It was just like a deep groove where it's reading, the laser's reading the CD, and then it gets to that thing, and it's all like it was insane. So that I sampled that laser, doing that with the scratch CD. No one has ever said, hey, that's Pearl Jam. You can't. No one, nobody. I mean, sorry, Pearl Jam. Now they're gonna listen to this, but
sorry, Eddie Vedder.
I know, sorry, Eddie. And then the little pockets, like the little thing, like there's this one the guy's like, hey, you ruined my night. Like that was literally Orange County, California talk radio. That was like AM radio. Like some caller called in. I don't even know what they were talking about. Again, I was at those dual cassettes.
Yeah.
Recording stuff off radio for sampling. Like I was just insane.
You just took a clip.
Yeah, and so and I remember going through the stations, and this guy with a really weird voice was like, "You ruined my night." And I was like, hitting the record button, like, "What's going on here?" And the guy's like, the DJ is like, "What? I didn't ruin your night." Still one of my favorite accidental finds ever.
Wow, that's perfect. It's meant to be.
So yeah, so File Under Experimental. This was me going crazy. There was also a song on here called "The Neighbors Never Talk, but Their Dogs Always Bark," and that was because we had a newborn, so we had family leave, and we had a little baby, and the people who had a house right behind ours, they left their dog outside all day, and it barked all day.
Oh my gosh.
Luckily, we don't live there anymore, and we don't,
Yeah.
I doubt they do either. But, so this was very personal. But I think people who listen to it, they probably just get like this, almost like Japanese experimental genre kind of stuff, like Mer's
Oh yeah.
I mean, not even that crazy even, but just like, And so that's why we were like, Negativland, which were sample heavy, meets Men's Recovery Project, just like, musical instruments mixed with samples, mixed with all this kind of stuff. So, yeah, that was May 2005.
Can you tell me?
You are the best.
A little bit though about track 2.
Track 2 is.
Okay, so can we sneak that in? It's just 20 seconds.
Let's sneak it in. Let's sneak that in. This will be this. You know what? This will play us out. So let me set up the scene, and then we'll play us out. And then listeners, we will see you on the next episode. Wait.
Yes.
So the next episode will be the This Just In compilation, which was one of the funnest things that we've ever done. So please join us on the next episode. Before we go, track 2 on File Under Experimental. Crazy Rats Assassinated Sir Safeguard. What the hell does that mean? What does that mean? Okay, so crazy. Okay, it's actually not anagram. What is it when it's like the first letter of each word? Honestly, I'm blanking. English
first letter of each word.
Acronym. So it's it's an acronym. CRASS. Crass. Okay. So I sang one line out of one song that they sang, forwards and backwards, and that's all it is. So it's one line from a very specific song, forwards and backwards, that I later covered on my New Oddities album as like a fully fleshed out song. And this line is in that version. But yeah, so basically it starts off with, it doing it backwards, almost like a backwards, Pink Floyd record kind of thing. And again, this is track 2, right? So already this is setting you up for, this is going to be some weird shit. And then after it does this short little backwards thing, then I play it the right way.
Yeah.
So you could see what it was. And then boom, we go into track 3. So here we go. This is Crazy Rats Assassinated Sir Safeguard from Passporte. Be exactly who you want to be. Do what you want to do. I am he and she is she, but you're the only you.